Hey, happy Sunday night, Sooner Nation. Welcome to the Sooner Surge. My apologies for being late tonight. My apologies. Thanks for joining me. Having a little good family time tonight, playing a good game. And good to be with you tonight on a Sunday night, Sunday evening. Not a lot going on, really, but I'm sure we can find plenty to talk about here on the Sooner Surge. Thanks for joining me, everyone in the chat. Let's roll tonight. Let's get a lot of things going. Yeah, I have not heard from Monty. I would love to hear from him. If someone does hear from Monty, please let me know. Maybe I can try to reach out. I'll have to see if I have contact info. But I see comments. Ohio State won going 10-2. I'm trying to look at what these are about. If OKC Thunder can win a professional championship, actually, Benjamin, hate to disagree with you here. And I'm just being facetious, but OU can't win a professional championship. Only collegiate level. I just had to do it. I had to do it. I do agree, Ben, that a lot has to go right. You've seen Jim Nagy posting a lot about the Thunder and kind of the culture and having those types of players who step up in big-time moments. He's talking about having the guys like J-Dubs who have been fighting through adversity, people saying, hey, he can't do this, he can't do that, and he shuts them all up. Or those who are talking about SGA, or early in the conference finals, whatever it is, and then they step up. Here's the deal, though. OU has been facing pressure, and let's just be honest, everyone. If you're going to sit here and tell me Oklahoma has been good under pressure under Brent Venables, I'm going to tell you you're absolutely wrong. You are. Absolutely wrong. Ron, Jason is not in a boot that I know of. He was in a boat. I don't think he's in a boot unless he's wearing cowboy boots out with family, but he was in a boat. So he'll be back later this week. Crazy to think we just became NBA champs just a week ago. It is crazy. It's crazy. And there's been some news. I mean, you had Dylan Jones in a second rounder going to the Wizards so they can free up some roster spot. I think AJ Mitchell will sign, or maybe he already did. Hit the like, everyone. Exactly, corrections. I'm by myself tonight and in the chat, so I'm going to do my best. And so much so that I'm going to open the phone lines early tonight. I see. Let me get to Damon's question. What was it? 918 says Ron, Lincoln Riley, and it's not close. So let me see what the question was. Oh, better recruiter? Numbers say Lincoln Riley was the better recruiter. Absolutely. Now, I will say while saying that, I think defensively, I think OU's got some better recruits under BV. And and listen, no one can deny that what OU has done in the trenches the last few years is pretty good. Pretty good. Coconut Greg, hope you feel better soon. Damon, they're getting a new high school in Sapulpa. So they're tearing down one building, going to build on site, and in a couple years, they're going to have a beautiful new high school. It's going to be amazing. One of my sons may be a senior. The other two are going to be middle school, so they're going to enjoy that. It's just great. Great for the city, I think. Great for Sapulpa all around. But I am a little bit confused on the wide receiver core in 2026 it's not good right now. Again, I know that portal changes things. 918 says, I think Bates and Hall are great recruiters, but BV versus Lincoln Riley, it's Lincoln. And let me say this, 918, would you agree that Lincoln Riley, when you're talking about recruits, it was specifically quarterbacks and offensive players? I mean, who was the best recruiter on his staff? Lincoln Riley's staff. I mean, he recruited quarterbacks like it was nothing. I mean, he was the quarterback whisperer, okay? But I'm trying to think who else on that staff would say, yeah, they were dynamic recruiting. I'm trying to think of some names on that staff. But, yeah, obviously Bates and Hall are great. They're helping out immensely. And kudos to BV because he's got them on his staff too. But BV has been part of some of the recruits. Dennis Simmons was on that staff. Dennis Simmons was on that staff. That's correct. You had the cornerback coach Oh, what was his name? Talked a lot on Twitter. Who the heck was that? Someone will drop it in there. I'll know it as soon as I see it. Yeah, specifically offensive players. Odom and Manning were good recruiters, but not. Oh, I agree too. Yeah, Odom and Manning were great. Yeah, there it is. They were good. I agree with 918. They were really good. But Lincoln Riley was off. But I would say overall right now they got better defensive recruiters for sure. And Ben says Gundy was the best recruiter. Gundy was the best recruiter. And maybe. I'm going to go ahead early because I said I would. I'm going to put the phone line in there early tonight. Why? Because it'll help. I just want to hear from people. I got some ideas moving forward on our channel, but can we not with the comments about Gundy, please? Let's just stop. I'm not going to go there tonight. And I don't know if that's what one was referring to, but I'm not going to go there tonight on that. So I'm just not going to do it. There's the link. Please check out the Fan Stop if you haven't in a while. It's a great locally Oklahoma-owned place, and they have great designs. So Chief Keefe says, what's sad is that Lincoln Riley recruited linebackers. No, Lincoln Riley did not recruit the linebackers. That was Odom. 100%. 100% that was Odom. Yeah, can we stop with the comments? Yeah, and Daniel agrees with 918. Lincoln Riley offensively was not even close. Like, not even close. Aaron, I know I did ban yesterday, and it won't take me long today to click the button. Look, I don't have anyone hold me back, so watch out, chat. No one's holding me back tonight. Okay? I'm not going to put up with it. In fact, goodbye. Bye tonight. See you later. See ya. I'm sick of the implications. I'm sick of the talk. If you can't talk about OU sports and something that's not going to be some comment like that, I'm not going to sit here and talk about it. Period. I'm not going to talk about comments like that. Okay? And CE, we don't need that one either. We don't need that one either. Okay? Let's stop. I deleted it and banned them, so whatever. Yeah, I did. And if he does, that's fine. If he makes an alternate, fine. But I'm not going to talk about. In fact, I don't even want to talk about people that aren't at OU right now anyway. Matt, I'll get with you on this. I'll agree with you. It is sad that OU is ranked 40th right now in recruiting. What is going on? Really? Here's what I'll say, Matt. Here's something going on. A guy like Jake Cruel, who's a 5-star, can flip that class pretty quickly. OU needs to land him. OU started a little late, and there's still plenty of time in this class. If they end up at 40, it would be bad. And 918 says, yeah, what ranking are you using? That may be before their last 2 commits or 3 commits. That may be old. Maybe Matt's using blue book. I'm just kidding. Blue blood. Yeah, they're still a blue blood. You know what, Matt? It doesn't matter if they have the 100th recruiting class. They're a blue blood. They still are. Still going to be a blue blood. What happens to KJ Ford from Duncanville? Yeah, good question. I'm going to delete every comment you put up here tonight because I'm not messing with it. So we had a horrible season. Hence, recruiting will be down. I don't know if it's just that, Chester. I really don't know if it's just that. Okay? I don't know if it's just that because they've had bad seasons before. To me, and maybe 918 can find out what it is, but I'd like to know what they are now. I still think they can get to top 15. I just think they can get to top 15 still. And hey, phone lines are open. Please call in tonight. Chester's already here. Look, check out the Fan Stop. Sign up for the Show of the Month Club. Use code SURGE to get 10% off your first 3 months. And let's get to Chester right now. I don't know why Braden is saying Chester's annoying, but let's get to Chester. I'm all for it. What's up?
Hey, I don't know what tonight's topic is because I got on too late, and I could really care less who I annoy. But you guys are trying to blow up Beatenbow again because of recruiting. The guy sucks.
Did he forget how to coach?
He sucks.
Did he forget how to coach?
What?
Answer this question, Chester.
He sucks.
No, answer. Did he forget how to coach?
Yeah, he did.
So I'm asking you, has he
How
ever
many sacks? I was shocked when I heard the actual stat because apparently I had forgotten. How many sacks did we give up last year? Do you know?
Way too many.
Make a guess.
I don't know, 78.
No, not that many. 50. They gave up 50 sacks last year.
So let me ask you something, Chester.
I don't care how crappy Seth Luttrell was. I don't care how crappy Jackson Arnold is. The O-line gave up 50 sacks.
And let me ask you this. Has Bill Beatenbow ever been a good offensive line coach at OU?
Yeah, in 2018.
Okay, so what would you say is the reason he can't do it anymore?
Because he doesn't know how to coach anymore. I don't know. The game passed him by, or he just doesn't care.
Is it players? Are players not as tough?
They don't. I don't know. They haven't been. Well, actually, they weren't tough all throughout the 2010. So
my question is either he forgot and the game has passed him by. He doesn't. His techniques don't work anymore, or
yes, his techniques don't work anymore. Because if they did, you wouldn't give up 50 sacks.
Well, that's not just an O-line stat. That offensive unit and as a whole, the scheme, the quarterback, the line was all horrible.
Yeah, it was. It was all crap. It truly was. Now, however, if he's the greatest O-line guy ever, how you give up 50 sacks?
Who said that? My statement
says you guys blow him up like he's the next Barry Switzer or something. I'm so sick of hearing about Beatenbow, man. This guy sucks.
Blow him up? I've highly touted him.
I'm talking about Sooner fans in general.
Hey, let me ask you this. Daniel said he was good in 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. He just wasn't good last year. Now, the last couple of years, they haven't been. What's your biggest? I have an issue with Beatenbow. I have an issue.
All right. Okay. What year is Sexton and Taylor?
Aren't they juniors?
Those are our old. Those are our oldest ones, right?
Yes.
Is this year 4?
For Sexton? 3.
This is year 3 for both of them. So are they going to even get to play?
Well,
what I'm getting at is why does he not let the guys that he recruits play? He keeps going after one and done folks out the portal. Walter Rouse is pretty good. I'll give him that, but Brown was terrible.
McCade Mattower.
Yeah, he sucked his first year. He was a lot better his second.
Hey, my biggest issue with Bill Beatenbow is he hasn't played some of the young guys. It's my biggest issue. 918 says he thinks Bill Beatenbow is adjusting to the portal era. You start to
I did like Hayden Green. I was upset about him leaving. That was a big loss.
Yeah. So let me ask you this now. Does Basucci play this year?
I think he gets on the field after Texas or during Texas.
Do you want him to start?
Not right away, no.
See, I do. I'm on the other side. I kind of do. Hey, and
no, I want Sexton and Taylor out there first. See if they can play.
They've been battling injuries their entire career.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's part of football.
That's part of the issue on the O-line. They've had a lot of issues.
I don't want to see, I do not want to see Fabechi out there at all.
I'm all with you, Chester.
I do not ever want to see Fabechi out there. He can be out there. No, he can't even. He can't even block for kicks. I don't want him out there.
Speak the truth on that one.
If EPL is such a monster, I want to see him this year.
Beatenbow made a mistake on the Spencer Brown, and I think he made a mistake going with Fabechi so long. Here's the deal, Chester. If they would have just played EPL last year instead of Fabechi, they probably would have had the same record, and you would have had a guy who had a year under his belt, a young guy.
I think Fasusi will be out there probably about Auburn, maybe.
Yeah. Sooner Freak says if Michael Fasusi doesn't play, he will transfer, and he knows 100%.
Have fun, bro.
You too, man. Good to hear from you tonight, Chester. Roger Pork says, how's the vacation? I'm having a great time with family. Anytime you can be around family, it's the best time. That's what I'll say. Play the best players. I do not care if they are young or old. Teresa, speak the truth tonight. Matt Rhodes, OU 14. If OU loses 52-14, they got major issues. Hey, Bevo, you said you're going to call me. I'm waiting right here. I'm waiting. You're on here. You said you're going to call. You got back on somehow after being banned. Call right now. I'm not scared. Call me tonight, okay? I do not care how much they're getting paid either, Purple Orca says. I agree. It doesn't matter how much they're getting paid. If a guy's getting $3 million and not doing the part at practice and another guy's getting $1 million, I play the guy for $1 million. Yeah. It was a bad graphic of me, okay? It was a bad graphic, okay? So, hey, I don't know why you can't call anymore. I don't know why you can't. Hey, Bevo, to say you can't call anymore would have to – you're implying that you actually called once, but you didn't. Chief T-Bird says, no matter how good Arbuckle is, and Mateer might turn out to be, our season once again hinges on how the O-line plays. There has to be massive improvement. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to have the O-line. It's where it starts. Hunter had sent me something in TikTok. I don't know if you guys saw this. It was, who was it? It was Todd McShay. Did you guys see this? Todd McShay. And he did a piece on John Mateer. Put your hand up in the chat if you saw it. Because Hunter and I have a disagreement on this. And it had to do with how frenetic of a pace John Mateer plays with, about how it's almost hard to watch, about how he's just always going fast. Now, some people, I think, took that the wrong way. I think a lot of people took that, and I don't like speaking for Hunter because he's not on here tonight, but I know he talked about that it may imply that may not work in the SEC. Here's what I take it as. I would say Baker Mayfield played that way. I would say Johnny Manziel played that way. Heck, I would say Patrick Mahomes played that way, where there is a lot of risk, a lot of movement, and that could have some mistakes, but I would much rather have a guy like that. Hey, you know what? I'm definitely not soft. You can call in with that account, Bevo. I'm right here. I don't give a rip. In fact, we don't ban people on here, okay? We don't ban people on here. But I'm tired of bringing up the same comments all the time, and I warned you over and over again, dude. And at some point, you can't just keep warning them. So there it is. Now, you're welcome to call in with this account you have right now. I'll gladly talk football with you. Call me right now. I will talk football, okay? I don't know, Chief, because I just like that. Jason is the patient one. Jason is the one who's my opposite. He's a lot. He won't bring it up, but you know me. I'm kind of a loose cannon sometimes. So here I am. Ron says Simmons will start at one tackle. I agree. I actually agree with that. I think I think one tackle spot is Simmons. Absolutely. Absolutely is. I do have a clue. Jeremy is not soft. I see. Yeah, you're right. Let's get to Sooners on. What's up?
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Oh, pretty good. You hear me and everything good? Sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
I think a miracle happened because, I don't think Uncle Lou, I didn't expect this, but Uncle Lou agrees with me. He's got OU going 9-3. And you know Uncle Lou, he's not no ways, and he's a big Sooner person.
He's not.
He sees, you have to just kind of think about it. I just think last year was just the worst perfect storm. How many times does an offense going to change about 90% of the players that played a lot last year? Because let's be honest, it was almost all backups. But how many of it were 70%, 75% actually are back on the team and not starting this year? That's how many backups we had to play. Does that make
Agreed.
sense? Usually when you replace 90%, they've gone pro, they've transferred. This is guys that most of them are back on the team and not starting again. So that shows how far deep we had to go. And then the schedule was the hardest OU's ever had. So I just really think, and then you had a quarterback that just, but all that, if those guys are healthy, we're going to have an offense that actually has a vision and has a theme and a quarterback that can read defenses and not throw to where there's three guys or fumble and throw it backwards when we get a turnover, or fumble it right back or run around and lose it in the 10-yard line versus Missouri. You're not going to have any of that, and you're going to have a breakaway running back. And I just think, but what will help is some of those guys that played some last year will be able to rest the guys that are the starters, and I think make our line overall better because they did get some experience.
So, then we do have competitive depth at that point, or at least depth. Maybe not. I hate the term competitive depth, but I'm with you, Sooner Thrawn. And I will say the schedule this year is pretty difficult too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Do they make it at 9-3? Do they make the playoff at 9-3, Sooner Thrawn?
I think they probably do just because of the schedule, but you got to get 10 to make sure. But I think their schedule was better than any of the ones that didn't make it last year. And of course, and we don't really know. Last year was kind of their first time. They may not, so. And then when they go to the 16, which I'm sure they will in a few years, 9 will probably for sure get you in from the SEC. And then if you just get in, I just think if Oklahoma got in, I think they would be a team that would have a chance to win a few games because you just get through the SEC. I think it was one of those other magazines. I forgot who's the one that has been doing it forever. He has OU right in the top 5 in most categories.
Bill Steele?
Yeah. Only thing I would disagree with, he had the O-line 5 and the defensive backs 9. I think I'd flip that. I'm not sold that that's the.
I agree because honestly, the DBs are going to be better if the D line's number one in the SEC. The DBs are automatically.
Yeah. Oh, and also you're going to have a healthy Gentry Williams. If you have a healthy Gentry Williams, I'm knocking on wood over here. I'm knocking on wood. That is a guy that is a difference maker and a shutdown. And then with Bowen and some of those other guys, and then the depth of safety, and the D line is the best. I mean, they can rotate them. It kind of reminds me of Tennessee last year. They just had a whole bunch of guys.
Yeah, they did.
And the thing is, when we get them to 3rd and 7, they're guys we're going to tee off. We're going to cause turnovers, and we're going to actually get points and plays off the turnovers. We were awful at that last year. What had happened 4 times where we fumbled it right back the very next play, I think.
It was so bad.
It was awful. But again, I go back to that. 75% of the guys are still on the team, and they're still backups. That shows how horrible it was. I don't know. I've just never seen anything like that. And combined with the schedule, it was brutal, and it was horrible to watch. I'm almost amazed we won 6 games, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, it's shocking that they did. And now if someone tell me they're going to win 6 this year, and there's no chance if their offense is much improved like it will be.
Yeah. Oh no. If they're still 6.5 on Vegas, I mean, winning 7 games. I mean, our offense just has to be good, and it'll probably that'll get us 2 or 3 more wins.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You have a good one.
We got Coconut Greg. We'll get to in a second. Need Gentry Williams. I agree. Maybe the biggest key this year is to not have injuries on OU's team. I think that's probably the biggest thing. And hey, I saw Daniel Brooks's comment on if Jackson Arnold's an elite quarterback. Wow, that was bold, man. That was bold. Let's get to Coconut Greg.
Hey, how's it doing? How you doing, man?
I hope you're feeling okay.
Oh, me too. Just trying to get well. So hopefully over the next few days I can do that. But I have 2 questions for you. The first one, I would need your professional opinion as a school administrator.
Okay.
If you had a student who came into your office one day and was complaining that he got kicked out of not 1, but 5 classes, would you agree with him at that point if he said he got kicked out of all those classes because the teachers were soft, or is it maybe that guy is a jerk?
Well, you want to tell me what my actual answer would be? It would be this. And I've actually used it with my sons, and I've probably used it in school. It would be, what's the common denominator?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe there's certain individuals who will get the hint there. But anyways, onto the real topic, it was really cool for us to get Bentley, over LSU. Stiff competition there when they've had so much success with their quarterbacks as of recently. What do you think our sales pitch to that guy was to be able to beat out LSU?
Man, honestly, because here's the thing. Did you see where, there was a receiver. They have stud receivers loaded for that team. They were saying, why would you come throw the ball with us? Honestly, I got my answer. I think it's Ben Arbuckle. I think it's Ben Arbuckle. I don't know. To me, I think he believes in Ben Arbuckle maybe more so than – and maybe it's the aura of just the OU quarterbacks of the past. And maybe Baker Mayfield had more to do with it than we thought. Just the impact that Baker and some of these guys in the past have had, although that's a different coordinator. But you look at LSU, do you think quarterbacks?
A little bit. Yeah, for sure. Especially as of recently, no doubt.
Yeah, and he wasn't OU. Correct me if I'm wrong, 918 or others who follow it more. I thought Bo Bentley was an OU fan growing up more so than LSU. So that could have been just that.
Do we think that there is potentially some top-tier wide receiver recruits that are in the pipeline that maybe we don't know about that kind of help seal the deal or anything like that?
I don't. There's a couple on their radar. They just offered a 4-star kid late. I cannot think of his name. 918 will put it in here. They just offered a kid late, but he's a 4-star. So maybe there's that. And also, you never know with the portal. You can get people to come to your school if you have a big-time quarterback and say, hey, you're a big-time receiver. You're not getting fed the ball enough. Come on over.
Yeah, could be. Well, that's all I've got. I don't think I said it, if you were on the chat or not, you might have still been out at the time, but it feels good to be a champion. Thunder up.
Hey, that's right. Hope you feel better, Greg. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. See you.
918 says Gross is the only one on horizon that is going to impress Sooner fans. Hey, who's the last one they offered, though, 918? 2 days ago, they offered a 4-star kid late. I don't know if he has a chance at going to OU because they were so late on it, but yeah, from Frisco, he is the biggest one. I agree. I'm going to say something right now, and I thought that was good what Coconut there did at the beginning there with when you have a student who comes in. I know what he was referring to. Everyone in the chat does. Hopefully one person in the chat does. But I'm going to say something really real right now because I'm transparent. That's right. I think it was Zachary Turner, 918. That sounds right, but it may not be. I honestly, I'll have to go back and look after I get off here. But Bevo's Bodyguard, this is for you. Okay? If you're not a troll, I've got one simple request of you. I'll wait for it. Tonight, I put the email in there, SoonerSurgePod@gmail.com. Send me an email, okay? Send me an email tonight. Do it right now. I know you're up there with a phone or a computer. SoonerSurgePod@gmail.com. So I'll have your email address, and I'd love to email you, and I'll give you my cell. I'll call you. We'll have a conversation. Okay, we'll have a conversation. I'm transparent. I'll tell you what's up. You can tell me what's up. It'll be great. Okay, it just doesn't need to be here in the chat. It's pointless. There's no use for it. If you want to talk football, talk football. Let's do it. John Ritchie says, doubt it. He commits next week sometime. LSU and Norman. Sorry, guys, had a little minor mishap there. LSU and Norman for a playoff berth will be absolutely nuts. Dude, Devin, can you imagine if both teams and listen, 918 brought it up earlier. It kind of depends on the losses, and I do agree with that. 9-3 can get you in the playoff, absolutely, if your losses are good losses. But let me say this, and the commitment, it looks like, is July 6th, to John's point. 9-2, both teams are 9-2. They very well could be going for a playoff berth at that point. If both teams are 9-2 in Norman, Oklahoma, it is going to be absolute psychotic night. Jordan Clay is the 11th. Dude, 918 always knows to recruit stuff. Elite, dude. Elite. Okay? That's why we love having him on. He's elite on that stuff. Knows it all. Next guy that I would search protect, actually, I did search protect him, was Jake Cruel. I thought by now it might be announced. I still feel good about it, though. I think they land him. I think they land Cruel, and that would be huge, and maybe some others after that follows. LSU might lose to Clemson in the opener. Now, here's the deal. They've been known to play bad in the first game, or not play bad, but lose tight games early. I think they lost to USC, wasn't it, last year? But there you go, corrections. But they also played Florida pretty early on, I think. So there's 2 losses that could be pretty early in their season, man. Now, Sooner Cowboy thinks OU gets Deuce Gerald. That would be massive. I'm not there to say that right now. I don't know what 918's heard on that. Tomorrow's the big day on the ref. The first day of the Dari Knockless show. And by the way, we played baseball with him. He came on our show last year during football season. We played baseball with him. He was on our baseball team growing up. Love Dari, man. Great dude. Great dude. Just great. Yeah, tomorrow on the ref. Check it out. Yeah, Deuce Gerald's not coming to OU. I don't see it happening either, Des. I do not. Wait, no more OU softball, Plank Mez? I didn't see that. I didn't see where he's not doing OU softball. Did not see that at all. He's been tasked with educating Sooner fans on SC football. I posted this a while back. I will say there has to be some educating. Now, you can educate yourself. Go to other environments. Kind of go back and watch some things. But, yeah. We got corrections on the line. Sorry, it took me a second. I didn't see it there. Let's get to corrections. What's up, Corrections 101?
Jerm, how's it going, my man?
It's great. I'm ready. Bring it all tonight.
Yeah, no, man, Bevo, he's a yellow belly, man. He talks all this crap like, oh, yeah, I'll call in tonight. Okay, you say that every time. And guess what? Guess who never calls in?
Well, I gave him my email. I'm ready. I hope he does. I want to at least talk. I mean, let's talk football, right?
I might wait on giving him your cell phone number, though. I mean,
no, we'll see. I'll bring it.
Hey, but I understand where Chester was coming from on Bill Bedenbaugh. I disagree, but I understand why he feels that way. I really do. It's just last year. I mean, it's so hard. Other than maybe Joe John Finley, and it's so hard to tell. It's like who do you put all the blame on the offensive side of the ball? Bill Bedenbaugh, I mean, that offense we were running was a cluster. He was down to a third-string center at one point. I mean, we had so many variations of that offensive line. Quarterback running to get into trouble. It was just a disaster, and everybody knows what's on the line this year. Everybody's coaching for their job. Everybody's coaching, for everybody knows what's on the line. And I don't know about you, yeah, and I'm sure Chester probably feels the same way. I'm just ready for it to be football season. Talk's over. Everybody knows what's on the line. Every coach is coaching for their job. Let's just get it here already, and let's just, let's start popping some pads, and, it's put up or shut up time,
Absolutely, it's put up or shut up time, and you're right. Look, I think the biggest thing about Bedenbaugh for me, corrections, is I have issues. It's hard for me to watch guys who were not, for example, there are players who have been past their prime and the game has passed them by. I've seen it. It's harder for me to get on that train when we're talking about coaches. Like, what's changed? Unless they're not able to get look, because what was the main complaint about Bill Bedenbaugh 3 years ago? He couldn't recruit.
Right.
He could not recruit was the main complaint. What are they saying now the last 3 years?
Yeah, that he's a great recruiter. And here's the thing that you need to know about Bill Bedenbaugh. If we fired him today, let's just play this out. If we fired him today, who would hire him? And I'm telling you, everybody, Alabama Nation, like when we were going crazy this last year, everybody was like, fire Bill Bedenbaugh, fire Bill Bedenbaugh. Alabama fans were saying, please fire him. We would hire him tomorrow. And every other fan base is like that. Everybody knows Bill Bedenbaugh is one of the best in the business. Just one really terrible year. I'm just not ready to write him off. And it's kind of like the 5 stars. They're really good. If Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, they're all going after him. the same thing with Bill Bedenbaugh. I mean, if we fired him tomorrow, every major program would be cutting throats to get him on their staff. So,
yeah, I have a brother-in-law who's a huge Ohio State fan, and he would love. I know other people would love to get Bill Bedenbaugh on staff. Hey, thanks, Christian. Appreciate it tonight.
Yeah, have a good night. Hope your dad's doing well. We keep him in our prayers.
I appreciate that, and I'll give an update. He's still, at his assisted living and hospice. We have there, just keeping more eyes on him. But yeah, we enjoy every day we can get. So thanks, Corrections. Hey, we got a treat tonight because first I want to get to 918's comment here about, and I agree with you, 918. You get Cruel, Gross, and Jacob Eberhardt. I think it's a really good class, probably top 17. Again, we got a treat right now because we got the Fan Stop, Kevin with the Fan Stop joining us, I believe, right here. And again, I said this earlier, check out the Fan Stop. It's local Oklahoma company, great designs each and every month. You never have to worry about, I wonder if the design's going to be good. It's going to be great. And it's like Christmas every month when it shows up at your doorstep. So check them out. Use code SURGE, 10% off. Let's get right to it. Curious what Fan Stop has to say tonight. What's up?
What do you say, Jeremy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Oh, doing well. Getting ready for this season.
Absolutely.
Right around the corner. I think I see 9 Saturdays left. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Someone said the other night, less than 10. So, yeah.
Well, good. I just wanted to chime in here. Do we know, can we tell anything by coach, players, or anything as inept as the offense was last year?
You're saying, is there any chance we can be like that again?
No. I'm saying, can you tell anything about it? Can you make judgments of the coaches, the players? Just because it was so inept last year, I mean, it just snowballed. The offensive line was poor, but so was the quarterback play. So was the play calling. So was everything about the offense was inept. So it's hard to judge anything from last year about players, about coaches, or anything because it was just terrible.
I agree. And that's why I think if you had a rank last year, I would have Seth Luttrell number one. The number one issue in my mind was the scheme or lack thereof. And number two was injuries and what was going on with there. But I think coaching-wise, now, if I'm going to be critical of any coach, it was DeMarco Murray. More so than Bill Bedenbaugh because it seems like personnel decisions were pretty bad. They've kind of been bad with him there the entire time he's been there. But I agree with you that it's hard to tell something when it looks so bad out there. You don't even know where to start.
Oh, no, I mean, we go through all the games, and then they have the one good game where, I mean, just everything clicked against Alabama, and they won. And you go, okay. And then you get down to LSU and Navy and back to the same old things. And it just was okay. You can't really tell anything of what went on last year. It's going to be nice to have an offense with an offensive scheme, an offensive coordinator with an offensive coordinator. And like you, I think Luttrell tried to mesh 2 offenses together, and it didn't work.
Absolutely. The Latrebi. He tried the Latrebi. It didn't work. And you mentioned Alabama. That was the game where it did work. And if you remember, everyone remembers why it worked. They kept it simple. They literally just ran the ball down their
pounded the ball
and used Arnold as a running back and just ran it down their throat and basically beat him up front. So anyone who wants to question Bill Bedenbaugh, why didn't they question him that game? It looked like the line was where the line struggled is in the scheme and trying to pass protect and switch, and it was bad.
Oh yeah, I was at the Alabama game, and you could just watch the line just open up massive holes. Just you're going, okay, where's this been all year? And you was expecting them to go down and kind of do the same thing at LSU, try to pound the ball, and I thought they got away from it.
They did. And they didn't do it against Navy. I don't understand why they stopped after that point. Now, if you remember, though, I think this is correct. Maybe it's not, though. I thought Deion Burks came back. Was there a guy that came back and I was like, well, great. Now they're going to try to throw the ball. I can't remember if that's right. And they did they did that backwards pass to Bauer Sharp. They got cute. I can't stand it when coordinators get cute like that, unless it works like Lincoln Riley. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't remember which player would have come back. It might have been Burks. I don't recall. But yeah, but still, you had a quarterback issue that he held the ball way too long. An offensive line that was still banged up, and what was their strength at the end of the year was just pound the ball, pound the ball. And I guess that's too easy for some people to do. Just call the same plays and keep the ball moving. But
that's what gets me excited about this year, because now you got Jaden Ott and X-Rob. X-Rob was amazing the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
You combine that with Ott, like if the line can produce holes, if there is a scheme, the offense should be much improved. And what does much improved get you? Hopefully 3 more wins and you're at 9-3.
Well, the quarterback play is going to help the offensive line, because what I've seen on Mateer is he doesn't hold the ball. He makes a decision and he goes.
Correct.
And he gets rid of the ball pretty quick. Now, he might have to learn in the SEC that he's got to go through his progression more before he takes off and run. But, hey, he's a gamer, it looks like to me, and I like gamers.
Oh, I love gamers, man. Hey, awesome stuff. Thanks for calling tonight.
Hey, thank you, man. Thanks for
Appreciate
everything.
Yeah.
Football season around. Football design start in August, so get them signed up.
There you go. You heard it there. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Yep. Football designs are starting up. Listen, just sign up and forget about it, and you're going to get a shirt every month. Why would you not? Like, it's again, and I could talk to – sometimes we'll call after games and we'll talk for 30 minutes to 40 minutes. Easy, no problem at all. I love talking with him, OU Sports. Great fan, and just great stuff at the Fan Stop, guys. Awesome stuff. Hey, I see people in the chat after, and that was a good topic to bring up, because, how would you rank it? A lot of people are saying injuries first. A lot of people are saying scheme first. A lot of people are saying quarterback play. So, yeah. How good is Mateer in the audible? And, Aaron, I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched a lot of full games with him. I mean, it's hard to watch just highlights and see how someone is good in the audible. But I will tell you this. I don't think when the coaches are holding something over there, like in Arbuckle, so I'll have to watch Arbuckle to see. But I love it when quarterbacks have the permission to audible, because I think that shows what a gamer they are. Okay. I think that shows just the type of mojo they have. Okay. So, yeah. I see something about another troll, but I don't know if it's a troll or not. He's worse than I see Arbuckle plus Mateer plus Levy. Wait, Arbuckle Mateer combination greater than Levy DG? Let me say this, Mess. If it is, then you might as well start drooling, because this is going to be a great season. If Arbuckle and Mateer are better than Levy and DG, get the ponies ready, because they're going to be running out a lot. So, yeah, man, it's been a good night tonight, and we've already gone 43 minutes. Wow. We got a lot of stuff on the horizon at the Sooner Surge, guys. It's a great time to be a part of it. Again, Bevo, I asked for send me an email. I'm going to get off here as soon as it's over and look and see if you did. So we'll see. Does John Mateer score more touchdowns than Arch Manning? Agree or disagree? We can talk about that tomorrow night. And then I also want to talk about what Fanstop brought up, which was, what can you take from last year? Let's kind of take a blast to the past. Ooh, I hate to, but let's do it. What can you take from last year, good or bad, that actually is something you can say, okay, and evaluate? And then let's look at this year and the guys that got some new guys that they're going to have this year. There's a lot of new faces you're going to see, especially on the offensive side. And let's start breaking that down as well. Dow Post is wanting a trivia. So now, I am not good at trivia like Jay is, but I can come up with one. Give me a second and I'll get one. But Sooner Freak says number one OC. Let's see this again. Number one OC, number one quarterback out of the Porter, number one O-line, put them all at one. You also got Kendall Daniels coming in. I think is highly, highly not talked about enough. Better offensive line play. Yeah, they should be. It's been more than just last year, Chester says. But seriously, can't get an inch against no star Navy kids. He should have been fired for that alone. Look, you go look at that game. It was bad all the way around it. How much were they in that? I don't even want to talk about the Navy game. Okay, that's not one I really want to harp on. It was bad. There's no way around it. It was terrible. Here's a trivia right now. Someone brought it up last night, so I'll just do it really quick answer. Jacob Jordan last year, I think he had the most catches against Ole Miss last year. Is that correct? Is that correct? Give me his number. Jacob Jordan's number on OU on the roster. Okay, there it is. Jacob Jordan number on OU. This year's team completely different from last. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. And there's Peter's answer every single night. It's never that. It's not that. Okay, it's way different than last year. I agree, it is. But are there some things you can take from last year? I think there are. I am not going to say that it wasn't 84. It was not 84. 918 says 88. 918's usually right. I was thinking it was 83, though. Someone do the research and drop it in there. Why was I thinking 83? I trust 918. It wasn't 84. I guarantee. Guarantee it wasn't 84. I would look it up, but I'm alone here. It is 88. Yeah, Jacob Jordan, 88. 918, dropping it. The truth in here. Arbuckle is not a better play caller. That's obvious. Who said he is? Please, dude. Now, Sark's one of the greatest ones. So is Lincoln Riley. Wow. Anyway, yeah, in 918 we trust. That's right, Dalpoas. In 918 we trust. Hey, guys, thanks for joining tonight. Appreciate the callers, all those that called in, all those that asked a lot of good things in the chat. Listen, I sincerely mean this. It really helps out when there's not two of us here. It really helps out with you guys calling and asking questions that we can discuss. Thanks so much. I appreciate you all. Again, check out the Fan Stop. Sign up tonight. Use code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months. It's a great time to do it. Football seasons are right around the corner, 9 Saturdays, and we'll be having instant reactions. We'll have pregame videos. We'll have daily content coming your way. So subscribe if you're new here, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow night, another night closer to the game 1 of OU football. Catch you later. Have a marvelous Monday, Sooner Nation. Boomer.